Hello, everybody. My name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
This is Zenify.
And I'm Richard Satchel.
And you are either watching or listening to episode 190 of Greynoise, the podcast where today we'll probably talk about hacking, but we'll see where it goes. Let's see. So tonight, like every Friday night, it is 7:30 or shortly after, so that means we are live here at the Sin Shop. The address is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. We are still the Las Vegas Valley Hackerspace. I probably won't see Crux until next week, but we'll get into that. Go to sinshop.org for more information on the shop. Go to meetup.com/sinshop for information on the classes and stuff that we do. In fact, Zenify reminded me that we had an awesome turnout for the lockpick night a couple of weeks ago. Was that last week? No, that was a couple weeks ago. But it was a great turnout, and everybody should come to the next one because, you know, you learn how to do really cool secret agent shit, right? Right? Am I right?
Do you still put on those lockpick videos that I made a playlist about?
Yeah. Every now and then. It depends. It depends on what the mood is. If it's only me, I'm like, I pick a couple locks and I go the fuck home.
What the mood is?
But yeah.
You have like candles and shit?
Yeah. I like those tea candles or whatever you call them.
Right.
And like, I run the bath that nobody can see.
Music for lockpicking.
Rose petals. And
Sure. Wow.
All right. So go to meetup.com/sinshop for information on what we do here. 3D printing classes. You probably hear the bandsaw in the back. Or what the fuck ever is going out back there.
Planer.
Oh, that's a planer. See, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Anyway, for information on us, go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.se. Remember, that is a Swedish domain. Some shit's going down. There's a lot of...
They found me.
They found me.
I don't know how, but
we're
they
fucked.
found
No,
me.
Actually, if they stopped there, I'd probably worry about one of us here in this audience.
That's a heavy code. That was a lot of...
Yeah, okay. Let's take a break. Or
Wait,
step back.
Did you announce the party thing?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
There's more announcements after these announcements. Okay, so go to Greynoise. I said that already. It's a Swedish domain, but we don't talk shit about Sweden. I fucked up the joke. For Discord, we are on Discord every day of the week, as a lot of our audience members know. So if you aren't in there chatting already, we are on the live stream right now, but we are there in the entire channel or the entire server all week. Just hanging out. So if you have questions, if you're listening from home or what the hell ever, have a conversation with us. We'll answer it here on the show. All right. And then we have Next week, we have the board meeting, and right after the board meeting, we have our spring soiree. What was the other word that they wanted us to use?
Dude, I can't remember. That was
Okay,
like a
well,
month
it's
ago.
Siesta?
Siesta, no.
That's like
That's
sleeping. That's sleeping,
Social
right?
nap.
Yeah, that means a nap.
If you host a siesta, I'll be there.
Oh, that
I'll go
sounds
to
so
I'll go
good.
to
Doesn't
that.
that sound
no,
good?
no, it's not a siesta.
I'd take a nap.
Okay, in any case,
I
it's
need a
just
nap.
a spring party. Come out, hang out with us. There will be me there, and Zenify will be there.
Did you
Satchel.
say me or
Me.
meat?
No, me.
Oh, well.
The three of us will be there. There's no chance in hell he'll show up.
Right.
Me? Fuck no.
No, he's not going to be there. But that's probably more reason to come.
Oh.
In any case, I think that's all for the announcements, I believe. So come hang out with us, please. No, I'm kidding. All right. Now that I think we've stumbled past that, what's going on with everybody?
Dude, so last night, Satchel and I had a treat. We got to try something we both hadn't had ever, and we were both immediately thinking about Doxy and how much he needs to try it.
Wait. What do I need to try?
Alcohol.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
No, I'm kidding.
Say no
It
more.
was,
Oh.
It was
He agreed. He
I
agreed
thought
to
it was
Jeez.
alcohol.
it was a 3-year aged
Stay with us on this.
Gouda.
The fuck?
Stay with us on this. Stay
It
with
was the most delicious cheese I've ever had.
I'm with him on this
Dude,
one.
I've always been hesitant to try random cheeses, kind of like you, except you hate all of them. But I'll do craft singles. I'll do like the shitty store-bought stuff. And I was hanging out with Akeem yesterday, and man, he brought out like 3 different cheeses, 2 Goudas, and I don't know what the other fucking one was called.
I don't know.
It was like
crap.
translucent orange. I thought it was kind of weird, but
Yeah.
dude, they were great.
They were amazing. The
But-
first one
hold on,
especially.
okay.
But you guys already like cheese. You're coming from a base point of liking cheese
But-
already.
I'm
Have
just
you
okay with
We should
tried-
write- We should write like a Dr.
I tried-
Seuss. Like,
Have you tried
green eggs
cheeses
and ham.
outside of like?
I have tried so many different kinds of cheeses. I mean, a long time ago, like not recently, but like I've tried so many different kinds of cheeses. Like
but did you try them going in with the mindset of like, I'm going to fucking hate this?
no, because when I was a kid, I liked cheese. I used to eat cheese bread and shit all the time.
Wait, so what changed?
Life, man.
No. You don't just like cheese
He
when you're a
had
kid.
a bad experience.
I mean, okay, I guess I can leave it at that. But
There was
shit.
some
Okay.
traumatizing shit that happened to you, huh?
That's not a topic for the
Did a
podcast.
cheese
If
wheel
you guys,
No.
if you guys want to meet me after, we can talk about it.
Oh, what? Did he just say the equivalent of Catch Me Outside? No. Okay. But the thing is, I'm glad that you brought this subject up, Zenify, because we were talking right before the podcast about cost versus value. And let me explain. Zenify, how much did that shirt cost you to get for
It had
Doxy's
to have
Christmas?
been like $16, $18.
Okay,
something like that.
$16. Let's assume $20 with taxes,
Yeah.
right? Okay, it costs Zenify $20. Okay, but now because Doxy likes to make bets with himself, it has produced so much value,
So much value.
so
and
much
content.
intrinsic value off
Yeah.
of $20. It's amazing, and in
It was a
fact,
great purchase. I still advise you
It's not wrong.
trying some. Well, it
Here's-
was 3-year aged Gouda.
Man,
That
I'm telling
sounds
you.
so off-putting. No.
It was.
You'd think so.
It
I
changed my
get ya.
fucking life.
Huh?
It changed my life. I literally was messaging several different people this
You
morning.
have my number. You could have texted me also at this time. Anyway,
That's
that's a
true.
conversation for another.
okay. Well,
I tried the same cheese.
hey man, you don't have to convince me.
and
I'm
it
on
was
your side.
Amazing.
I'm on your side. It's
I
that
was even
motherfucker.
messaging him.
All right, so now we got that out of the way.
Is that what you wanted to tell me about?
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed, man. I thought you had something exciting.
I
for me.
hype you up every time.
Yeah, and I was ready for something cool. It's not that. I don't.
I
want
can't
that.
remember the last thing I like extra. Oh no, it was the time where I told you like on a Wednesday I had a special gift for you for Friday and I was
Yes.
gonna give it to you on the show.
Yeah.
And
And
then
it
like
was the
halfway
shirt.
through the no, it wasn't that. It was
Oh.
before that. It was the time I didn't have a gift for you at all. I just said I had one for you.
Even
because I
fucking
hyped you up for 2 days. And we got on the show and you're like, "Where's my fucking gift?"
By the way, special reminder: April 1st is on Monday.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
careful.
I celebrated all.
In fact,
all year.
don't even visit the internet on Monday, right? Isn't that a rule?
Definitely don't talk to me.
But
Isn't
they
that a
probably
rule?
will release a new Rick and Morty.
Oh,
they
they
did
did
do
that
that,
last
yeah.
They
year.
did do that last year.
I feel like if you do it once, you can't do it again. It ruins.
Yeah,
it.
like the time he covered his fucking shirt.
I
do
know.
it
I
again.
gotta find a better way to troll you
That
next
was
time.
pretty good.
I'm working on it. Don't you worry. I'm working on it.
I was thinking of that. I'm prepared. I'm prepared this time.
No, you
I'm
get
skeptical every time.
You're excitable, dude. I like it.
You did say he had to wear it, but you didn't say where he had to wear it. So I mean,
That sounds gross.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Hey, I didn't say shit.
I'm
He's
gonna
the
get
one
you-
who made
I'm
that
gonna get
bet
you a
with
onesie.
himself.
I'm just saying.
I wear a fucking onesie. Why am I saying this? I won't wear a onesie.
Actually,
Why
dude,
would
the
you
next
do that?
bet, I think we could get him in a mankini.
Why
I'm not
would,
gonna-
why
I'm
would
not-
anyone
Not that I
want-
want
why
that. I'm
would
just
I-
saying, like, he
No.
agrees to some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I disagree on his behalf. No.
You know what? That might save us all. Okay,
Save
that's
us all
fair.
some
That's
So,
fair.
speaking of build-up,
infringements.
Okay.
Borderlands 3 came out. Was
Oh yeah, that
announced.
was announced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like about a 20-minute fucking tease of like, hey, we're gonna tell you about this thing. It's a card game. No, we're gonna tell you about this thing. It's a reskin of Borderlands 2. And then finally, at long last, a new trailer for the new Borderlands. And it looks pretty good.
It still had technical difficulties in their production,
Yeah, but you can watch the YouTube video.
and
now.
we were speculating the whole time that they were intentional, almost the technical difficulties, because we for a second thought they
Not at
may-
the end.
Not at the
when
end.
they tried to replay it and they
Yeah.
couldn't replay it. That
Well,
wasn't.
you know what got me
Yeah.
was when I saw the Windows taskbar. I was like, nah, this isn't.
It wasn't planned.
This isn't planned.
No.
So
Cool.
But it looks good.
it looks good.
I'm excited as I can be for a game. No, I
No,
take
you're
it
not.
back. No, I take that back. I take that
I was gonna say, no, you're
back.
not.
Take it back. Take it back. Sorry.
Okay, so a couple of things too that I'm working on. Okay, let's see. So I'm nearing the end of my research for DEF CON before I finally make a submission to it. I actually have 3 different topics that I want to submit because I want to just shotgun the call for papers and just see what sticks. But I am currently in the middle of something, and I can show a select few of you guys what I'm working on after.
But not all of us.
No,
I'm never included in these plans, obviously.
Of course not. No, I'm going to show McNutt, and
Allison?
yeah, everybody else, and just not you guys. No.
Well, fuck you.
Is it
too.
because we
this
have a
guy.
public voice on the show? We got microphones. We're gonna spoil it for you.
No, yeah, exactly. That's why I can't tell you guys. No, but so to recap on what's going on with the con season, a lot of CFPs or call for papers are opening up right now. So the DEF CON call for papers is open. The next couple actually open up on the 1st of April. So if I'm not the only one submitting a call for papers, and if anybody else out there needs to know this stuff, hey, there it is. So get your research in there.
So submit your papers as soon as you can so that Chen doesn't have a spot. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking around.
Well, papers, please. No.
Papers,
Papers,
please.
please. There you go.
So, all right. Do you guys have any news to discuss?
Yes.
Okay.
I was kind of late, but the Google Stadia.
Okay, so what is this?
So it's Google's new game cloud streaming platform. It's not a console, actually. It's like a delivered game service. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
play-
it's a cloud service.
it's cloud gaming. It's kind of like a
So all the heavy lifting is done in the cloud.
So
in the
you're,
cloud.
you're
Yeah.
basically like RDPing into a server that is capable of high quality gaming.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So you can play it on. So from what you can play it on any not any device, but it'll be compatible with like Chromecasts, laptops, other
Chromecast?
Yeah, Chromecast.
Wow.
Supposedly, so you get so there is a controller with it, but you can play like on any streaming platform more or less.
So like you could game without buying like the $2,000 machine, let's say.
Absolutely.
Because there is
But
no
you'll have,
machine. It's
you'll have
all
a
Yeah,
monthly
yeah, yeah.
service. So I anticipate it being like $30 a month, maybe.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that service
I
out
mean,
right
game
now, Shadow.
Oh well, yeah. There's
But I mean,
Shadow
if you could run
Tech
it
or
on a
whatever.
Chromecast, you could probably run it on something as small as like a Chromebook or like, right?
If you have an NVIDIA Shield.
NVIDIA
Oh,
Shield.
that would be great for it.
Anything that's
So-
anything that's capable of an internet connection, I believe it can play on.
So I actually did the 1 month trial of NVIDIA Shield. I just don't play that many games in the living
Yeah.
room, and so I canceled it. But it's legit. Like I was like, oh, Arkham Asylum, sure, I'll play that, and I was just playing it. I didn't have to download it or nothing.
It
going.
streams. It streams.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my big problem is I'm not excited about it because I am not excited about the latency it's going to introduce as far
That's
as
what I was
It wasn't
controller
bad.
controller input and connections, like the connection to the data center and whatnot for gaming.
It wasn't bad.
Okay, so for Arkham for like a single player game, I could see it not being that bad.
Okay.
But what about an FPS?
You think
which
about
is what?
you think about Overwatch, you think about
Yeah.
Apex Legends, whatever else you play, like any sort of first person shooter or any sort of like high intensity online
where,
massive
yeah,
game.
where timing is
Yeah, where
very
timing is
critical.
So I did play. What was that game that everybody was crazy about, where you're playing soccer with cars?
Rocket.
Oh,
Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Rocket
Yeah,
League.
Yeah.
I played Rocket League on it. It was fine.
No lag.
Yeah. And
What
that's
was-
against
Wait, so this
other
is publicly
people.
available now?
No.
No,
The-
not
the-
yet.
So
the-
NVIDIA Shield is available now.
Oh, yeah,
easily
that's
hands
available.
down the
Okay,
best
okay.
Android streaming ever. But
for
they also
right
have
now,
that
yeah.
gaming.
But
service.
I'm sure this Google
Stadia.
yeah, it's gonna
It's the developer kit is out now. They have like Doom is one of the AAA titles that's going to be released at launch.
Oh shit!
But it's not it's available later this year. We don't know for sure yet, but sometime later this year.
So here's the thing, though, with the Shield, it's also a Google streaming device.
So you can do like Chrome, like not Chromecasting, but like
You can do
like
Chrome. You can do straight up Chromecast.
The reason,
Netflixing
the
and
reason
whatnot.
why I like the Shield, because I test drove Satchels, is it could do all the streaming stuff. So you know how Chromecast is like fuck you Amazon Prime
just the
Video.
one, right?
Yeah. So I hate that. So I pretty much can only watch Prime Video on either a computer, my phone devices, or like my PS4.
Right.
That's upstairs. But a Chromecast, which I have in every fucking room, it can't do that. So if I want to watch like Jack Ryan or something like that,
Fucking great show.
I can't watch it,
Right.
which is very annoying. But
That is annoying.
So the Shield, that's why I would want to get something all in one like that. And if it could tie into this new service, that
Wouldn't
I
surprise me.
kind of would want to do that, because I've always considered constantly getting like GameFly again, but GameFly is physical
Delivers
discs.
discs to you.
Yeah, it's still, you have wait time and you still have a physical disc, which is disgusting because everything is like downloaded now.
I mean, there's a lot of potential perks to the service, which I am interested in. Like they were talking about like watching a streamer review something on YouTube and then playing the game immediately. Like, oh, they're reviewing Apex Legends or playing, and you're like, I like that game, I want to play. You can just click a button and then instantly be in the game.
Oh yeah, they could probably even target that like within the YouTube video, like
For sure, of course.
send to my living room
TV
device
or whatever.
That's what they're
Yes.
saying. That that's
Oh, do
in the
they?
demo. That's
Oh,
what they were
really?
talking about. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I
I mean,
just-
I do like that actually.
I'm just very worried about the lag and latency as far as controller input and.
Do you
just
think
network
technology does need to catch up?
Yes, and so my hope was, and I was talking to Keen about this a little bit, is that when they announced it, they would also announce the revitalization tonight, and then you're like, oh shit, I hit my data cap, I can't play
So
until next
that's
month now.
a very unfortunate thing, because one, you're now paying. You want to pay for a service for streaming, but you're going to have to pay the premium for unlimited data, or you're just going to have to risk it and watch your usage. And if
Wait,
you
does anybody
happen to
know
go
what
over,
What's the data cap on places like CenturyLink and Cox?
CenturyLink has no data. CenturyLink has no
Yeah.
data cap.
Okay, do
Cox-
you
Cox
no
has a
data cap or like
terabyte.
no
no,
data cap?
so-
they have no data cap.
yeah, CenturyLink has zero.
Cox is 1
Communication
terabit.
is one.
1 terabit?
Yeah.
1 terabyte?
Yeah,
Yeah, one
terabyte,
terabyte right now.
Of data?
Yes.
And you could
A month.
there's
which
two
isn't as much as it
Yeah.
sounds like.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wow, like when you're talking about these gaming?
or
then
the
it's
streaming
gaming?
services.
And
Yeah,
the-
no.
and
1,000 gigs a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's-
that's
And think about how much internet we use on a day-to-day basis. Everything is internet based,
Actually, what's my
right?
data usage
It's a
on the
lot.
camera now?
And so
That's,
I
you should
hit
check
that
that
cap.
afterwards, Chad.
Really?
My first month in my new house, we hit that cap immediately.
Right.
Downloading a bunch of
Just
shit?
just
Wait, you
stre-
download that much?
No, just streaming.
But
Just
you think about
YouTube,
it,
Twitch,
And I feel like that goes into like your if you have Nest cameras and stuff or
Yeah,
Nest controls,
and-
like everything you
like
because
cloud
everything is connected to the
communication, yeah.
internet now. That's
So,
all going through it.
I hit that immediately, and then there's 2 tiers, like with Cox Communications specifically. You go up to 1.5 terabytes, just get an extra 500 gigs. I couldn't do that either, so I have to do the unlimited because that's all I could do.
That's you have to because otherwise
Wow.
I think it's like $50 a month.
It's
to-
$50 like in every other like 10 gigs or something.
I think
like
every
that.
10
can't-
gigs is $50.
Jesus.
Oh.
That's outrageous.
I've used
Yeah.
10 gigs on my phone this month.
We're not-
And that's just
No,
on
no,
your,
I'm saying I'm
yeah.
comparing.
and that's just on your phone.
Yeah,
Well, and
that's
you-
the phone.
You don't play games and stuff, and you don't watch. I don't know what you do at home. You don't watch Netflix. What do you
we don't
fucking
want it.
I
now.
do
What do you
things.
do, dude?
with
I
your
honestly
life?
I
don't know
do
what you
internet
do.
things.
I don't know what you do.
Well, that's everybody. Let's be real.
But yeah, so I mean that's a major concern too because you think about you have two let's say you have 2 kids at home playing games, one playing on Chromecast, one playing on a laptop. You're gonna
Oh, the favorite child is going to be able to play on like 1080p. The other child's going to be playing on like 480.
no, I mean and that's if your parents are tech savvy enough to downgrade the resolution because I
Yeah,
imagine
they're gonna QoS their device.
right,
Yeah.
they're gonna QoS their network and they're
No, but you don't tell
Kevin
the,
got B's,
you don't
fuck
tell
him.
the kids. But that, dude, oh my God, that's how you ground them. By the way, really quick before we get to the community mic, a little housekeeping thing here, really quick. We do have the second camera set up, so if you do not want to be on camera, please let production know. Like, give us a cut or whatever. But you will be on camera if you don't tell us otherwise. Okay, fair. Now, before we get to community mic, though, all I want to say is you can totally fuck with the kids.
you're giving people way too
No,
much
you
credit.
cannot.
No, fuck, no. What I'm saying.
Jesus fuck.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. What I'm saying is, if you have let's say you have a child who's like been an asshole for the week because like he didn't do his chores, didn't do his homework or whatever. You drop that motherfucker down to like 480 to whatever,
Yeah.
and the good kid gets the 4K or gets the 1080.
You're giving parents way too much
You
credit.
are really focused on the kids portion of this.
No, I'm saying if they're being little assholes.
You know, adults can play video games.
Well, yeah, sure, whatever.
You're assuming you know more.
We can't hear you. I'm sorry, dude. Community mic.
Two statistics why this is going to fail.
I'm listening.
First, 20 gigabytes an hour. That's the expected data usage on this thing. That's about 45 megabits a second.
Oh my gosh.
The second statistic is that in the United States, the average connection is 23 megabits a second.
I was close. I said between 10 and 30.
So their market just does not exist.
Okay, well,
That's a big
here's the
range.
thing. No,
here.
I'm not. That doesn't sway me, and here's why. Because you're talking about the average internet connection in the United States.
Sure.
The average watcher of Bill O'Reilly was in his 70s. That means for every 40-year-old, there was a 110-year-old.
Well, sure.
So where I'm going with that is you can't just say the average because you're including the people in the boonies that are still on dial-up.
That have 0.5
Yeah,
megabits.
yeah. So
The people that
are
want this service will have a connection stable.
That's exactly-
allegedly stable.
Well, you
they-
say that because
True.
there's like a monopoly on internet services in a
Yeah,
lot of
so,
places.
like-
Yes.
you don't even have the option of getting better service.
I
in a
couldn't
lot
even
of places.
imagine like the greater like metropolitan areas of the East Coast.
Right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight squeeze, regardless. Because they're like I'm, kind of a tech head, but 45 megabits a second is about the cap to my limit, which is like.
Wait, based on where you live, like that's all they'll provide you.
Well, no, that's about all I get. Effectively, I pay for 100
right,
megabits,
okay.
but I only get about 45.
Yeah.
And
I've
so,
noticed that too.
so I have a feeling that.
Wait, if you don't mind sharing, who's your service with right now?
I believe it is Cox.
It's definitely
Same.
cost because it's
And
definitely
that
cost.
terabyte limit also sucks. So that's about
Never
people would
hit
be
it.
able to get 40 hours of gameplay.
And that's
No.
probably not including the Netflix streams and like anything
That's
else
like
you
barely
do.
one single
No,
player.
I'm not buying it because, like I said, I played the Nvidia Shield one, and that was 2 years ago that I played that, and I did not have these problems.
Wait, with the data cap? Did you have a data cap at that time? Do you
don't-
remember what your average usage was?
I have the same package now that I did back then.
Did you watch your usage? Like, did it go up over time? I'm
I
very
did not.
curious.
In all fairness, no, I did not. But it's effectively the same as streaming a video, and at the same time, you're sending key commands.
But I built.
Gigabytes an hour.
But I
Huh?
but
20
well
gigs an hour.
20 gigs an hour. Do you have a factor on that? Because that sounds very high.
Yeah.
That's from their own.
Could you, if possible, if you could link us that, because that sounds like
See
I
what
don't want
else
to say
I-
outrageously high.
Outrageous. That's outrageously high.
But that sounds like 20 gigs an hour. That sounds kind of outrageous.
I kind of wonder what they're exactly.
Yeah, like how where they're getting the numbers from and what it entails. But I mean, also, do you think this will introduce new layers to data caps and stuff where they're like on T-Mobile where for a while they're doing the music thing where they didn't count your music streaming towards
And
your
Netflix.
They
and
didn't
Netflix
count
and
your
Netflix.
yeah.
So I mean they'll have that, but that's another package you would have to buy for your service. Be like, oh, don't count your game data cap as part of your regular data cap and stuff. Maybe. Or maybe let's be like, fuck you.
Possible,
You get to
yeah.
play 20 hours a week and you're fucked otherwise. 20 hours a month or whatever it is.
Well, okay, and I know I'm like the only one who is not a gamer really here. How often do you guys game a week? Let's say.
Him is
Yeah, and I get it.
Don't point me out.
is you, dude. I
get it.
never see you off of Overwatch.
Well, he leaves it on when he
Yeah,
does
he's like
other shit.
he's idling.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So you're asking me how much do I play
Yeah,
per week?
like how many hours a week do you play? Because let's assume we're talking about 40 hours here, right? Was that the number? 40 hours.
Sure.
How fast will you burn through that? Well, think about
2
this.
weeks.
Think about this. You only have 168 hours in a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks.
How
I
much?
burn- I
How
burn
much
through
are you
2
spending
weeks.
sleeping, working, etc.?
So we all know I only sleep probably 4 to 5 hours a night, maybe.
Okay. So like if we did the math, like okay,
So I probably, if I'm not doing anything else, like going out or doing eating or whatever, if I'm not doing anything else, I would say a game probably 3 to 4, 3 to 4 hours a night.
a night.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're talking about like 120 hours.
Yeah.
So you're fucked.
So I'm fucked, right? And that's on like light. That's like me.
Wait,
do-
120
wait,
hours
wait.
a week?
Wait, that's
No,
a
120
month.
hours the month.
The month.
Oh, in a month.
A month. So that's me doing nothing else. I mean, so I'd have to limit myself or like ration. I had to ration it like I'm a fucking peasant. Ration my gaming. Like I can only play Overwatch for 30 minutes today.
I mean, that's how I felt when I was on Google
Okay.
Project Fi.
Yeah, you had to be conscious of your data usage. and
But
whatnot.
I found ways to still get my data without being connected to like the service. Like for instance, and I've talked to a couple of people about this, but like when I was home on Wi-Fi or whatever, I would download the podcast that I want to listen to. I would download the Audible or whatever took massive amounts of data, I would download at that point. Now I know that we can't. This is the
You
same
can't,
thing.
you can't pre-download
No,
a
no, no,
fucking FPS.
I don't know how to fucking solve this problem, but yeah.
Better internet, just world. Or
Do you think they're going to do that though? Because this is a service provided by Google, not by your internet service provider.
they're going to use this to fuck you over more. They're like, hey man, you want to play games? Buy our games package. It's only double the cost, and you get a terabit and a half of a data cap. Fuck you, man. Right? That's my thoughts on it. That's what I imagine Cost is going to say when they mail me that letter.
Probably.
When I start playing on the
Would it
Google
make you go back to
Stadia.
CenturyLink?
God damn it, dude. I was going to talk about that at first, but I didn't want to bring it up. Fuck CenturyLink.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, Doxy. Okay, really quick.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I see you.
He's opening a can of worms.
Of course he is.
I just, I've been cool. It's been months now.
You're just gonna throw a
I've
nickel
been
in the
fine.
machine.
Look, I would be as crazy as him if I didn't have internet for 3
Nah,
weeks.
I'm crazy.
Either. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm crazy.
Nah.
I don't know how you're gonna do this.
Anyway, well, what do you want me to say? You talk about CenturyLink? It's over.
I
It's
don't know
done. It's
who
set.
you would go. Who you get your internet from?
if Cox fucked me, like what would I do at that point? I just don't have internet anymore. I'm a nomad now. I don't give a fuck.
Really?
just
You would
move
do
away.
that?
No, absolutely not. I would suffer. I would just take it.
You could either go to LVNet or go to our
Does
previous employer's.
Does LVNet have fiber?
No.
Fiber or bus?
They've got air fiber. That's just as fast as light.
Is
Yeah, it's microwave.
I don't think is microwave as fast as light. I don't
Guys,
know.
what is a radio wave?
Is that okay? I don't know the waves. I apologize in advance. I'm sorry. I didn't know microwaves is fine. Frequency
still
is
speed of
different,
light.
but the speed. Okay, all right, I get it. That's fine. Maybe if it's comparable. I don't know.
But see, and I don't know if those companies have any sort of data caps. I doubt they do.
I think the smaller ones don't. Like CenturyLink is still relatively small compared to Cox. Compared to Cox, CenturyLink is still relatively small.
Compared to Cox, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, the two big ones are what Time Warner and Cox. Like those are the major ones. Everything
Charter
else,
in the Midwest.
Charter in the Midwest, but everything else is like a small player in the realm of Cox and Time Warner. Because like most places you go, you get one of those other or one of their offshoots or whatnot. You're not getting anybody else. Maybe Verizon Fios if you're lucky. Lucky, I say lucky.
Lucky in
I say
quotation
lucky,
marks,
but I
yeah.
don't mean that. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so do you think people will subscribe to this service if
They don't have.
there's
You
no
won't have a
reason to?
choice. It's
No,
just,
no. I'm not. Okay, I'm not talking about the internet service. I'm talking about like,
Oh, Google stays.
yeah. Are they going to look at this and be like, okay, well, I can't fucking afford it anyways. I'm going to get capped out. Fuck it.
Okay, so right now already
I'll just
there.
stick with Steam.
Right now already there are two tiers of gamers. You have the gamers that are into it for like the gaming, like they want to play the games, they want the low latency, they want the fast shit, and they want to play the games, they want to play them well. And then you have the Angry Bird players. They just want to play a game, couple minutes, they don't give a shit. They turn it on, they play a couple games, and they're done with it.
And there is way more of them.
There are so many of them. That's why microtransactions are still a thing, because that market is fucking huge. Like you can wait an hour to play Bubble Burst or whatever the games are called, or just pay us $5 and you get all the Bubble Burst for the next 12 hours. And they're like, fuck yeah, man, it's only $5, And it's in the people get into the hundreds of thousands of dollars with that. But anyway,
Do we know what the statistic is on that? Like how much? Is it $1 billion industry?
oh for sure,
Yeah,
for
easily.
sure.
No,
No,
the, you
no,
know,
no,
the,
no
the number
question.
one demographic in video games is women age 40 and up.
Yeah.
You're joking.
No,
not.
No,
that's
that's
that's a real thing.
wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the users who do that kind of stuff that just want to play Angry Birds and they want like if someone already has a Chromecast, like, oh shit, I can play Angry Birds on my TV now. Fuck yes, they'll do that, dude.
Yep.
And they won't give a shit.
Yep.
But the people who play PC games for like to be competitive and like to play games really,
Yeah.
will stick with their PCs, will stick with what they have now until the infrastructure of internet catches up to where they can play the same thing on a Stadia. And also Stadia might just die. No, it won't die because of the casual consumers.
Well, if you look at the statistics of Google products, how many?
I'll kill
It won't die because of low usage. It'll die because Google gets sick of working on it.
Right. So yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we're talking about a data or historical data points.
Yeah. Because
this could be another Google Glass Wave. It could be Inbox. It could be what else?
don't inbox is dying like right now as we speak. It's going on.
No, we have 48 hours to use it.
which
That's
is
what
which
you
is
told me.
because inbox. We're not talking about it right now, but inbox is such a great fucking service, and I'm so sad that they're canceling it for seemingly no
it's
reason.
fucking bullshit,
It's
man.
fucking bullshit.
Okay.
Google sucks.
Let's segue into
Shut
this
up.
because we talked about why before the show started. We talked about why they're canceling it
Google, did we? I wasn't.
You were
here.
here.
You weren't here.
Sorry.
because he gets here like right at
Here's the
7:30.
thing. We don't have to talk about it. Go ahead.
No, we were talking about how like they're not making money off of it because you can't advertise in an inbox where it's like swipe all the promotions that way, put everything over here on snooze.
Oh,
and-
is that why they're killing it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the speculation.
That's the
that we're
speculation,
making.
but
That's-
it's not a bad speculation.
That's
No.
so weird. Do you think they would make so much money on other products that they could let this one be? You know, because it is such a I know for
I
people,
love it.
It's such a useful service. Like when I buy things, all my purchases are right there. My
Yeah.
trips are all right there. And
Deliveries.
People are like, oh, just use Google Trips. Like I do that too. That's fine. But also, it's nice to open my inbox and like all of my trips that I've like ever purchased are right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait. How much? How much are they going to implement Inbox into Gmail?
So they've done the major features, like they have snoozing, but they don't do bundles. I don't think.
No.
They don't do bundles. I mean, you like on the side of your Gmail, they have like promotions and purchases or whatever, which is fine, but it's not the same because this was like a bird's eye view and like a single column thing, and
So
it
clean.
was so nice.
Yeah.
You have your like 5 columns of like messages. And you're like, okay, done. I'm good to go.
And Gmail is a hot fucking mess.
Gmail is a hot,
especially
fucking
coming
mess.
back from Inbox.
Right? Because I switched back to Gmail a couple weeks ago because I knew it was gonna die. And I was like, I don't want to like be there the last day when it just stops working. So
Yeah.
I'll switch over earlier. So when I get back to Gmail, I'm like, there's so much noise here that I don't
Yeah.
care about now.
Right.
There's so much emails that I don't want to see. That I don't care about, like all the social emails from like Groupon or whatever. I'm like, I have to wade through all this mess
Yeah.
to get in
So
there.
a few weeks ago, I mean, I was giving Satchel a lot of shit because I did not like Inbox.
Really?
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. Maybe it was just like
That's why
just,
he's been so quiet.
I don't know, I was actually talking in Discord. But, I didn't really have like flack with it. I just like I didn't care to make the transition enough, so I just developed hatred for it, I think.
Oh, boy.
But with
that sounds right.
with both of you, yeah, I just didn't give a shit. I was like, fuck it. I hate this solution.
Fuck this thing.
You know what?
Fuck this thing I've never used.
Yeah.
So, but with both of you liking it, if there are many out there who enjoy the service, why are they
Speaking up.
discontinuing it?
Why are they just? Well, because I think because they're not making money off. That's the speculation from what I'm.
Well, why did they kill Wave?
No one used
What
it.
the fuck was
So
Wave?
wait,
No.
yeah, no one.
You
used
didn't
it.
know
It
it
was-
was.
for the people who used it, it was great, but no one really used
It was it was supposed to be like a collaborative, like Office type of tool where you could edit documents together in real time, which now you can do in
Google Docs.
Google Docs.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, Wave was basically like if a Google Doc had a little more structure to it.
Okay.
So and you could do like you could put in like applications like here's a map to the party. Here's the list of things we're going to bring to the party, and you
Interesting.
could add something, and someone else could add something, and you could collaborate on it. But other than that really tiny use case, it was kind of
Yeah.
like it was the answer to a question that no one asked.
Muffins,
which is a lot of Google products. I feel like
Muffins in chat says Wave equals SharePoint.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
it's like a SharePoint Plus. SharePoint Plus.
SharePoint Plus. But I mean,
Okay.
Okay, so
the I mean, okay, and Google
with
Plus.
everything with everything that Google kills, it seems like they
They kill stuff.
I know they kill stuff a lot, but it seems like they take what they've maybe learned from this now dead project and implement it across whatever is still
Solutions that are
surviving.
currently.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
That-
you take augmented reality, and now instead of having Google Glass, you have Google goggles on your phone, it's
Yeah.
different from holding it up here, but at least you don't look like a tool with By the way, we're all wearing glasses. Anyway,
Where the fuck did that come from?
Did you take your?
no. No, but my point is,
Psycho.
they,
I mean,
they kill the project, but then they take what was working and then push it across the landscape.
I mean, that is true because so Google Allo, which is the Google messaging service.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were the only one that used it.
Don't hurt me, dude. Okay,
Only you.
I tried to get everyone to use it.
Literally.
No one wanted to use it. That's fine.
Only you and my
but
former boss.
they're implementing that stuff in Google, like regular Google messages, like RCS and like normal messaging shit that everyone
what's
already
RCS?
has. God, what does it fucking stand for?
Do you know what AWS
like-
stands for?
Shut up.
Yeah.
John.
Arizona Waste Services.
No.
Did we talk about this last
Last
week?
week,
I feel
remember?
like this is a joke we had.
Yeah, because he's an
Amazon Web
You got to stop
Services?
being drunk on
Yeah.
the show, dude. Jesus Christ. Yes. AWS stands for Oz. Remember? Never mind.
Is that a joke you said? I'm sorry, dude. I'll remember next time.
No, it was the moonshine.
It was just a RCS
Whoops,
chat is
sorry.
launching on Google.
So wait,
Fi. I
okay,
don't-
I'm sorry. What's RCS?
RCS.
I don't know what I don't.
It's like it's messaging plus. It's like advanced messaging. It's like iMessages for regular texting. Does that make sense?
So you get read receipts?
You get read receipts. You can see messaging indicators. It works through.
You see when somebody's typing to you before they even send the message?
right. And
Oh,
you
I
see-
don't want that shit.
And it works like you can turn it off, dude. You
yeah,
can turn
but I
it
don't
off.
want that shit where like somebody who has RCS is like maybe looking at a drunk
think
text
it's- I
message I'm
think
about to
it's
send at
really
like 11
just-
o'clock, being like, hey, Master Chen's typing to me, and then I stop typing, and they're like, what the fuck was that message supposed to be?
It doesn't send you a it doesn't pop a notification out when you start typing to someone. It's just like if you're in that chat already, it'll show you that they're typing.
Yeah,
Did
just like
somebody
Hangouts does
find
now.
what
Yeah,
it
just
stands
like
for?
Hangouts.
But RCS, by the way, for those playing the home game, stands for Rich Communications Services.
Where did you find that? Because I've gone through 2 articles and I
Fucking
can't.
Googled RCS.
So did I. I might have to give.
mean-
I might have to give the information gathering hat
That's-
over to Satchel
I
there.
just
Every
see
now and
I just
again.
see in bold RCS everywhere, and I couldn't
Wait,
find.
you went to page 2?
No, I mean.
Oh, okay. You went to,
He went to the second
so-
article.
Surely
no,
not.
He went to-
Nobody
he
ever
went-
goes to page
He
2
went
on
to the
Google.
second article. So I mean, it's iMessaging for regular text messaging, but you can turn the features off, obviously, and it's like a couple of carriers provide it now and stuff, but no one's really using it. No one's really aware of it. Obviously, Zenify didn't even know what it was called,
Yeah.
which is surprising to me. But anyway,
So, in regards to Google's product history, do you think Stadia will last?
it's really hard to say because I know.
No.
So I've listened to a couple of streamers talk about it, Seagull and someone else, and they are not hyped for it.
I doubt
They
it.
think it's going to be a dumpster fire as soon as it launches.
Dumpster fire.
Especially if they don't have AAA titles to go along with it. Like if you launch and all you have is fucking again Angry Birds or like
Well, they got Doom.
they have
for
Doom.
The first one.
They have Doom, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And they also showed a couple of other tech demos, which is really so. There was another feature that I really like where you could have your not partner but your teammates' screens inside of your screen. So while you're playing your game, you can also stream their game in your game while you're playing, which is a super cool feature. But I mean that's a novelty type thing.
You can put their game in your game, so
put their
you
game-
can game
Like-
while they game.
Like like let's say you're playing Apex Legends. Jesus fuck. You can have their stream going like so you can see from their point of view and also your point of view at the same time. Like if they're your teammate on your squad and stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay.
if you're, oh, I see. Okay, that's
It's weird, but I mean also kind of a cool feature.
yeah.
Novelty. It's a novelty. It's not something that I really want, but I mean I would probably use it.
Kind of reminds me of like 2-player games on the old Nintendos.
That's another thing. They're bringing back couch co-op with with the Stadia. That's like a big drive for
That's
them.
pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Huh.
So a big drive for them is to bring back couch co-op where you can play split screen at the
Right.
same time with people like in the same room.
And
Yeah.
it'll still be in the cloud?
It'll still be in the cloud. And they say because it's in the cloud, they're like so when you have games like let's say BioShock with split screen because the console has a split resources to display both of them at the same time. They have essentially 2 games running at the same time. It's very difficult for consoles to do. Now you have like 2 separate cloud computers doing it separately,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
can do it. It's
And
not
pushing the feed. and
pushing the
that's
feed.
it.
And it's not
Right.
taxing on one console,
Right.
which I think is a super cool feature. But also, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
So does this make you cool with the cloud? Because I know you have your hangups.
So, I don't have it's not a blanket thing. It's a nuanced thing. My hatred, or I guess my
That was a
my-
long H, dude.
my dislike for the cloud comes when everybody says cloud is the answer. I don't remember the problem. That's
Oh, shit. That's a good way to put it.
Shit, that happens
Yeah.
a lot.
That's a good way to put it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, oh, we gotta put this in the cloud. No, we fucking don't. We could just put it on a server right there. We know what size it's going to be. We can buy a server for that size, and we're done here.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to have it expandable and collapsible. If you do, if you're running a major sports event and you do need to boost, you know,
Like
the-
auto scaling and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the
That makes
perfect use
sense.
for it, and gaming for that matter, perfect use for it. If you're doing something that's going to stay the same size forever, pretty much, then or it needs to be secured, what the fuck are you doing? Put it anywhere other than in your own facility.
It could be secure in the cloud.
Eh.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Holy shit!
Whoa!
Whoa, okay.
You got a
You
massive.
clearly don't deal with a lot of cloud.
Yeah, that was the
My
Whoa,
bad.
okay, for those
my
of you who
bad.
are watching at home or listening, the whole audience just did an equivalent of a gasp.
It's like
Or-
no. It wasn't even a gas.
It was like a
That
laugh.
was funny. It was
That
like
was a
groan.
laugh.
It was like
And
a-
everybody's like, Doxy, you're fucking
It was like a,
dumb.
it was like a universal meh.
It was a collective
Yeah.
groan. Like, well, okay, all right, my bad. Sorry, you
I
can't be
think you
secure in
just
the cloud.
fell into a well.
No,
Actually,
we could argue that you could secure the cloud. It's just difficult.
It's just
There's
as
more potential for holes.
potential, but yeah, there's a lot of holes in having hardware as well, like your own hardware.
Yeah.
I don't want to say there's just as many. I got to find some facts, but it's just as hard to secure your own like your physical box as it is in the cloud.
but then let's assume for the sake of argument that that's the case. You know how you secured it. You don't know how any other web service secured it, or if they did.
You mean like AWS, what steps
Yeah,
are taken to keep their
for
environment
example.
secure and whatnot?
Exactly.
I mean, that is true, but of the same token, like let's say it's in a data center at Switch, you don't know what Switch is doing to secure your boxes.
Wait, but isn't
Hold
there?
on, we can't hear you, sir.
Isn't there?
Wait,
Yeah,
isn't
you gotta-
to the
there-
community mic.
Isn't there points in AWS where they say, okay, look, we can't we can't secure this for you. You are the responsible. Like you are responsible for securing, as an example, which I don't know, but you are responsible for securing the S3 bucket in this
Yeah,
infrastructure.
you're responsible
right?
for securing your own cloud. They secure AWS. You're responsible for your own cloud in AWS.
Okay, so we're about to go to community mic. Remember, if you don't want to be on camera, you got to let us know.
I'm okay.
Okay, he's okay.
I guess
Community
my
mic.
point was with cloud services, you can secure the front door, your intended
go.
pathway. You can't secure the back door, anything else to the cloud, or anybody on the cloud AWS services who wants to hack a different part of AWS services.
Yeah.
Other words, put your question in Russian on a secure server and see how long it takes you to get an answer.
Wait, I don't
Yeah.
get that analogy.
Russian hackers.
Yeah.
Oh, like
It's just-
oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Other words, they might not follow it if it's in English. If you want it to be secure, don't use Russian. Just because it's that readily available.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still not getting it. I'm sorry, I feel real dumb right
What
now
he's saying is that the Russians can have access to your server, so you
because it's in the cloud.
because it's in the cloud.
I
Essentially.
mean, Russians
So-
can get the Switch too.
Yeah, it's a little hard.
Yeah.
To switch.
Is it?
To get a Switch? You've been there.
I mean,
You know how annoying it is to go through it.
theoretically, it's hard to get a Switch if you're
Yeah.
an idiot. But if you follow the rules, it's not hard to
Oh,
get in a
that's true.
Switch.
Yeah.
But you're talking about
What-
okay. Now
once
you're
you-
talking
what-
about physical security, right?
Yeah, but that's completely.
Yeah, but I mean, it is, but it's not at the same
I'm
time.
still. If it's in Switch, I can honestly, I would consider my product in the cloud. If it's in Switch,
Really?
if it's
Wait,
on-prem,
That's just a
Okay,
in
yes.
my
Oh, yeah.
facility, that's an on-prem server.
Okay.
to
Okay,
me.
yeah.
But can you
yes.
can you guarantee the back end that Amazon or whoever
No, you
has
can't.
secured every access that you're
Yeah,
not
no.
aware of to your web service? Can they secure that some other person who is on their cloud doesn't have access to your service? And can they guarantee that no employee has any mischievous intent inside of Amazon or Google that might allow access, block access, or even make a mistake that causes a problem for you?
Can you guarantee that employees at Switch don't have malicious intent? They won't drop your server. They won't break into
I
your
would-
cage.
and
Oh,
it's-
I
It's
would.
it's this,
Yeah.
If you have a
Have you met the
dedicated server,
security
it's
there?
harder.
yeah, but again, that's all for show. Like that's like I get,
I don't know. They're
I get
carrying
it.
they're carrying rifles, aren't they?
Yeah, they're carrying rifles. How many of them ever use it? Zero.
I mean, if you're
None of
trying
them.
to break down a crank
So far,
cage,
huh?
I would
It
still.
is.
Every-
It would be trivial to get into someone else's cage at Switch.
I
yeah,
disagree.
but I mean, so every time, but still, I mean, I guess
If you
it's
don't,
just
if you don't
my
look
perspective.
suspicious, like anywhere, you walk,
I'm fucked.
you walk in with a vest and a clipboard, you can get anywhere. Same thing at Switch.
That's true, but I would still consider my on-prem facility more secure than Switch. Cause
Oh, you're on-prem for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
In my eyes,
Okay,
like
yeah.
what Community Mike was saying.
Yeah.
If there is a hostile, or just
Like a malicious
somebody
actor.
that has just malicious intent, and they are an employee, you don't know if they've created a backdoor. But I know the server that's on-prem in my facility, I control that all those firewalls. It would be down to my fault if they.
Yeah, if you have control
Yeah.
of everything from beginning to end, of course.
Yeah,
that's
from LAN to LAN, that's all mine.
Um,
But if it's in Switch, I consider that a cloud service. I can't trust the people on the other side aside from what I've
but
done
wouldn't there
my
be
due
people who
diligence
argue
for.
with you that say, okay, so you have three states. You have on-premise, you have co-located,
Yeah.
right, and then you have cloud.
I think colo
the thing
and
with-
cloud are the same thing for me
okay.
personally.
The thing with cloud, though, and I'm just now learning this, but the thing with cloud, like for instance with AWS, a lot of services are what we call like the term that they use is elastic, right?
Yeah.
So you can move this IP over here and then move it back, and all these things. So it's not a static state of computing. It's like it's dynamic. You can move things around. You can do things. You can auto scale. You can't do that with a co-located server.
right.
No, so I'm saying that's the difference. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference between being a co-located thing like Switch. Like you can't auto scale something in Switch. The
Yes.
Switch being the data center,
Right.
But in cloud computing, you need 20 servers. Fuck it, here's 20 servers, and they're all virtualized.
Wait, what do you mean? How's that impact security though?
No. I'm saying that's the difference. When we're talking about on-premise, we're talking about
Oh, yeah,
co-located,
yeah, yeah.
and we're talking about cloud computing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's more to Zenify's point of that's the difference, and that's why I wouldn't consider Switch to be cloud computing.
Oh,
That's
I see what you're saying. But I think he's talking about as far as like your.
I mean,
your-
security
your-
is a different issue.
I think he means your control over it. Like at Switch, you have just as much control over what happens as you do in AWS.
yeah.
like you create your server, you can do everything to your cloud, but again, there's another cloud outside of that you have no control over,
Yeah.
or there's other stuff outside of that infrastructure that you have no control over.
Yeah, somebody in live stream just said a second ago that Colo is your hardware, so you know what's on that
you
box.
brought that server, you brought that in
Right.
again, but in the rack next to you, that's not your cloud. So, or sorry, not your cloud. That's not your hardware, and not that it's probably ever going to interfere with yours because they are fairly secure and stuff. But there's always a chance. There's always a chance.
There's always a chance. It's how much of a chance?
A good chance. You make friends with someone in Switch. If you're malicious, it would be again. Just thinking off the top of my head, it would be trivial to make friends with someone who works at Switch.
Sounds
get,
good.
get them to let you into a cage that you're not supposed to be in. Then you can wreak havoc.
I don't know.
I mean, it's unlikely, but not impossible or improbable.
I haven't had that experience because my experience with Switch, which has gone back now 5 years, they're not fucking around.
They're not fucking around. But again, they're people, and people are fallible.
Yeah,
and you
I would still
at
the
some
human
point.
variable still cannot. Yeah.
I could.
You can't ignore it.
I
of
go.
course,
I take
but
one of
it's
the Switch
definitely-
guards.
It's definitely highly improbable.
Take them to dinner.
From what
Woo
we
'em.
know.
They're on my side now, and I'm like, hey man,
You gonna
let me
woo
into
'em?
this cage.
Hold
and
on.
then I'm
Just
gonna
because
woo
somebody
'em.
you take somebody to dinner, you're like, now let me into this cage for.
Okay, dinner
mean,
and drinks, dude.
Have you ever had him cook for you though? I mean,
Yeah, it's cheeseless. Why the fuck would I let him into a cage?
the risotto though.
All you
All
need
right,
is sushi.
community
That's
mic.
it.
Community mic.
My quick point was you talked about what if you need 20 servers. YouTube was done on 6.
To YouTube in
Right,
2007.
no, I'm talking about.
No, YouTube
Five.
fairly recently. Grace
What?
Note was done on 1.
6 servers recently. YouTube. I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, 6. They were.
I'm gonna look that up because that sounds incredible.
Same data center was using for their project, and Grace Note iTunes was done on 1.
On one single server.
Yes.
What?
How big is this server? YouTube right
It
now.
was a 500 megahertz server with a SCSI drive. The software was prototyped in Microsoft SQL Server in my apartment, and it ran on a Unix platform, a 500 megahertz processor.
YouTube in the 2010s.
Not
was
YouTube,
ru-
I'm sorry, Grace Note. That was my reference.
No, I'm saying YouTube in the 2010s was ran on 6 servers.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up because that sounds.
Okay,
Crazy
2010 is probably
2010s.
acceptable because.
I'm talking up to
No, I'm talking
until
about 2010,
2019.
not 2010.
I'm saying 2010s up until now. Like
No.
like at,
Well, I don't know.
at any point from 2010 to 2019, it's very hard for me to believe that YouTube was run on 6 servers. I'm not saying it's
No, but
not true,
first
but
of
that's
all-
very hard to believe.
Okay, fair. Thank you for the comment, but first of all, that wasn't even my point, though.
No, I'm just addressing that.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
But I was just saying with the whole spinning up of 20
No,
computers. That
there we
was
go.
that was for.
Oh
I
god.
believe we got a fact check
All
coming
right,
in.
fact check from Community Mike.
Oh, I'm not quite sure about
All right.
fact check.
All right, finish
Oh,
your
okay.
finish,
Well,
finish your-
no. Well, he has something to say. Maybe it wasn't a fact check. Sorry to put you on the spot.
I'm just wanting to share this paper called Hello from the Other Side, SSH over robust cache covert channels in the cloud. Basically, they found out that if you are co-locating on AWS, they actually ran this code. There's actual GitHub code you can run. You can actually transmit basically through like some kind of cache accessing strategy. You can transmit many like kilobits a second from one VM to another.
Oh, good.
So that if somebody has maybe put a little bit of something in your compilers at some point,
A little something, something.
Well, some.
I think that's the name of the title, or that's the title of this episode. Little
there's
something,
actually, because of how often Amazon hops these machines around, you can actually put a VM on there, and it will eventually be next to the target VM that you want to hack.
Right.
And at that point, you can slurp the data off of there. The Russians can probably get your question, but they probably won't.
They probably won't answer.
Won't answer it.
No.
So there's some serious risks that people don't realize, and especially decision makers don't realize.
Of course.
And so that's they're going to be like, so why do we need dedicated instances? Well, tell them about this paper.
You know what the executives realized? They realized that they went to a conference and someone said cloud, and they came back saying cloud.
Yeah, for sure. Chin, you had a point to make before we.
Executives.
No, I mean we could.
I want to let you get your thought out because you wanted to do it. You wanted to get it out.
Do it.
No,
Get it out, man.
I forgot now.
Uh huh.
Don't hold it inside.
No, I'm good.
Reveal it. Don't conceal it.
Oh, holy shit! I'm good. All right. Well, actually, we made a pretty big circle around back to Google and Stadia.
Again,
We talked. Remember, this is all about cloud.
Kinda.
Again, I just want to talk about gaming for a little bit. I didn't mean to.
No, but this is good. Like, this is exactly the kind of show I think we were hoping to make.
Well,
Oh, he threw it back at you guys, audience.
No, I'm kidding.
No, anyway, I mean, I just have no further comment. Do you guys?
I mean, I do, but I'll save it for the Discord.
Okay, so if you're not on the Discord, you're going to be missing out on Doxy's afterthoughts.
Because I see people in there talking shit to me already, so, you know.
Oh, shit. I got to read that.
That's the
I got to
other
read up
thing.
on this.
All right.
We had another thing though. Heavily outdated software.
Yeah,
Upgrade
I mean,
your shit.
that was something we were talking about in Discord throughout the week. Me and Sub Lockdown we were talking about how we have to deal with, or why is it that we still have to deal with such heavily outdated, crap software, and is it like at what stage is it still failing to be updated? Is it developers not wanting to put the time and effort in? They just want to maintain the crap that they created, or is it just executives not wanting to spend money? That's probably it. I don't know. And so there was just a huge discussion this week about that. I don't know if you guys had any additional ideas on.
So, well, I do have another possible way that happens. If a business doesn't want to support something, but one of their customers really, really wants them to, and their other business with that customer depends on them having that thing. So too much inside baseball. Like if
Yeah, I was like,
if a
who's
company
on first?
if a company that supplies a thing also has a software package,
Yeah.
but they no longer want to support that software package,
Yeah.
but if they stop selling that software package, they might start buying the hardware, which is where they really make their money.
Uh-huh.
So they might continue to kind of support that product, but not really.
Just
but
to-
kind of. Just to keep the boat afloat, basically.
But I'm like concerned with there's no updates. There's no it still looks like it was built in the 90s. Has just
Hey, man.
crap loads of bugs.
If it ain't broke,
I mean, they usually are very broken.
you're right.
but-
You're right. You're right.
No, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I do battle with one literally every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was it. It was just discussion this week in the Discord. It was pretty popular, and me and Sub Lockdown have feelings about it.
Maybe the reason why they don't solve the problem, at least with the code base that they're working with now, is because as you progress through, learning other languages, you start to program in that instead of what the software was maybe originally written in, right? Like, example, I no longer really code in Ruby, thanks to you
God.
motherfuckers. So if there were bugs in my Ruby code, I just wouldn't go fix them because now I'm working on other shit in other languages. I mean, that could be an angle, no?
I mean, it definitely could be. I'm not going to say no to that.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Okay.
But I know, I'm just kidding. I don't.
That's just a thing he does.
Okay, well that's my thought on it. Is
Yeah.
maybe you have developers who are still with said company who just don't want to write in that code anymore or support it.
No, because if the company wanted it done, they'd get it done.
Or maybe they're not in the company anymore. Like the old developers moved on.
I feel,
that
I feel like
happens too.
I feel like that'd be a large initiative for a developer to just be like, I'm done writing in Python. I'm doing all whatever now.
Yeah.
I don't think any company would be like, yeah, man, sure, whatever.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I mean,
Whatever you wanna do.
it could be a money thing though too, because like we have COBOL programmers that are still making six figures.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think they do. Like, they're not switching languages of their own initiative just because they want to. You know, they're like, oh, we have this product in this code language. Like, yeah, but I'm going to do it in this other language. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, Steve.
Yeah, go
They
ahead.
don't- That's not a thing that happens.
Whatevs.
So that like we've been maintaining this product in this language for whatever. But I feel like coding in whatever today. Like, oh yeah, for sure, no big deal. I don't think that's a thing that happens.
One of the program I was talking about was written in Visual Basic.
Oh God, like for you, Chin, I feel like your thing is mostly like for your own pet projects and whatnot, so you can do it kind of however you want. Like you can fucking mix languages and do whatever you want. But like at a company, you're not going to just willy nilly be like, whatever you feel today.
Or Willie Nelson.
Okay.
All right, last community mic before we go on to the lightning round.
You do-
I'm going to talk about some work stuff.
oh yeah.
Okay, so we
Expose them.
So,
no don't.
so
Don't
the biggest thing isn't so much developers. Like, I'm fine with the product, which is Java Web Start in particular that we were talking about, being discontinued. It's kind of terrible. The problem is the industry I work in uses so many websites that use this for various means of uploading, capturing, etc. It's those companies that haven't looked into newer technology. So it's not the developers. Like, I'm perfectly fine with them not. Like, I can understand why they wouldn't want to support this. It's the people who are like, yeah, we shouldn't update our software, even though this is a product that officially got killed off by Oracle 4 years ago is when they stopped including it in future versions of Java.
Right.
And especially now with like Java 8, which is the last one to support the 32-bit version, which is the last one that works with Internet Explorer. Because Internet Explorer doesn't
It does
actually
support Internet Explorer.
Talk about a house of cards.
Well, what it is Internet Explorer doesn't use 64-bit. Even their 64-bit is just a wrapper around their 32-bit version. Because of that, it's not compatible with the 64-bit. And because of this, we have to keep using Internet Explorer in my industry and governmental industries, etc.
Oh yeah, government for sure.
And because of this, like companies have just been like sitting on this. This is going to be an issue, and now it's something I get to deal with, which is just like ridiculous when I'm not making nearly as much money as these companies are.
Yeah.
To go along with that, Zenify as well, a company we used to work at, there was a company that we worked for that has machines that are running super old versions of Windows because that's the only version their product will run on that does the work they need done. Remember?
Okay, so I know that you guys were in that space, but remember, I was only working on phones, so I have no
Oh.
idea which company this may be. You'll have to tell me after.
The one next door.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So they.
You know which one. I know which one. Okay.
So there
okay.
was
Archaic.
there was a program they used which ran all of their main functionality at their site. This computer was a Windows XP machine,
was-
which was caged.
And that was upgraded.
That was after upgrading it. It was caged off, couldn't touch anything. No one could even touch it because if this went down, their entire company would crumble overnight.
Yeah.
They literally couldn't do
It
anything.
was-
If it ever touched, if anything happened to it, they were fucked.
Yeah.
$5 says it has Stuxnet on it somewhere.
It might just be sitting there, but it can't do anything. It literally does this one process, and if it ever fucks up,
Yeah.
they have one guy that they call
I'm
once a
pretty
year
sure
to
it-
work on
Is it
it.
connected to the internet?
No,
No,
it's not.
it's
No,
not.
Oh,
it's-
maybe it doesn't have Stuxnet.
it has a monitor and a power cord, and that's it. It doesn't have anything else because if anything happens to it,
Yeah.
there's one.
Well, wait.
There's one guy that they allow to work on it that they call once a year if something happens.
What the
and
fuck
it's-
happens when the
Wait.
power supply goes out? Like, what
Dude.
happened? Oh, my God.
It's.
I didn't want anything to do with it.
They were like, hey, can you look at this? I was like, is it that one thing?
It has,
No.
It has a monitor and a power cord. So how do they get information out of it? Does someone go and look at the fucking monitor?
Actually, I think it has a
keyboard, probably.
it has a
Like-
it has a keyboard and it connects
And it's also like serial to all the
serial. Sorry, yeah, it has
all
a serial
the devices
connector.
that are on the floor.
Yeah, it has.
I didn't even know this shit.
It has a.
Oh, it got worse.
Yeah,
Okay.
It has a serial cable connected to it
Yeah.
that it talks to the other machines with. Dude,
Sure.
It's old school.
Serial
Like,
cable.
It's,
Okay, sure.
It's
It
old
is.
school.
Is it running the latest version of Lantastic?
Hold on.
Project?
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, like that's so I get it with the machines not being able to be upgraded because this shit is no
Wow.
fucking joke.
You know what?
They don't play with it. They're like, this
Wow.
one, don't touch this.
Yeah.
Off limits for everyone.
Fair enough. Okay.
Anyway, that's our story.
Well, so I think that's what it is. It's like some things get so they're fragile, but the business depends on it so much that they can't even take the outage.
You can't
to
risk
fix
it. You can't risk it.
Yeah.
No downtime.
I don't even
No
know how,
downtime.
I mean, I don't even know how you could just easily and quickly clone the machine to then maybe hire somebody to work on
Right.
upgrading and improving it. But
Because
it's-
even
it's
cloning it is
so,
dangerous.
Yeah, it's so critical that they can't even develop a backup plan. It's
So, have you guys seen the
I'm
yellow
sweating,
wall of
man.
shame?
God damn it.
Yellow wall of shame.
So it's like one of those cable fail pictures where it's just a rack with just yellow cables, just fucking.
No.
You haven't?
I have not.
spaghetti.
If you just Google yellow wall of shame, you'll see it.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
I worked at the
I'm
sister
trusting
site
you
to
with this
that.
Google search, dude.
That's fair.
But
But I
don't
worked.
look up blue waffle.
Stop that. Why would you do that?
Don't anyone look that up.
I worked at the sister
Or-
site to
or
this
don't.
place.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So with this
And I
yellow
can
wall
tell-
of shame.
Here, I'm gonna get
Oh
you. a
God.
picture.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How do you know
I don't know
anything?
if
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah.
How would
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know anything? That's
It's
fucked up.
basically spaghetti on your racks.
Yeah.
And they're
So,
all
you should-
fuck color coordination.
Throw that in the live
yeah,
stream.
I'll,
So I worked at the sister site to that, and I can tell you why that happened.
I'm listening.
Because about 10 years ago, the sister site and that site handled stock information, right?
I see where
And
this is
about
going.
10 years ago, someone was decomming cable, and they pulled a cable, and it ended up causing millions of dollars worth of outages. So the CEO of this place that I don't want to name, they passed down an edict from on high: you will never remove any more cables. Seriously. And through like 2 different companies, that was just the way it was. You may not remove cables. Period.
I can't even.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so that's
Holy
what happened.
Shit, dude.
So, yeah. Okay, so I have one more thing, and then we can go into lightning round. It,
Oh,
wasn't,
sure.
it definitely wasn't as bad as the yellow wall of shame.
Yeah, good.
But again, at the company we used to all work at, do you guys ever go to that place where they had a cork board
Oh no.
that was it was their server wall? It was like a cork board.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
They had their computer up there. They had their modem and whatnot.
Was it in the
That's
bathroom?
It was in the
common.
bathroom.
It was the one in the bathroom.
The server
So
rack.
common.
Okay,
And they had a
Common.
built-in shower in there.
Oh my
Server
god.
up
And
in
it was
their
on milk
bathroom.
cartons,
Just-
too.
Yeah, just carved this fucking cork board to the wall. It's up there with thumbtacks and shit. Their main operation is in the bathroom. So if you take a shit too hard, it might come down. And that's fucking it.
It was.
And I was like,
He's not lying.
I was like, you guys know this is
Okay, I
like
gotta stop.
super dangerous, right? Like if you
I gotta stop.
splash too much, it's gonna come out. And they're like, oh, it's fine.
The funny part about this is I always see like these things happen like on the internet, and then this was like before I was working at this company, and I just like I would never believe it to be true. I'm like, it's just like it's somewhere else. It's not in my area of work.
Real people
and
don't do
all
that.
this shit is here in this city, so I can only imagine what's
Yeah.
in the other
And
cities.
these are like big companies too. Like these are like big profitable companies. They're like,
Yeah.
no, it's fine. Leave it in the bathroom.
They're
It's
making
good.
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Because IT is seen as a sunk cost. It's not bringing in money. It's just a hole they throw money into. But
Oh
what
my
they
God.
don't realize.
That's so funny.
And that's all I have to say. Let's
Yeah.
do the lightning round.
All right, a lightning round. Okay. Well, we went, before the show started. Okay, first of all, for those of you who do not know what the lightning round is, today we're going to arstechnica.com because we did look at the Hacker News and holy shit, clickbait. Anyway, so now we're here. We're going to give our tweet's length of an opinion on the articles that we see here. Tweet's length. Yeah,
Not
that's
gonna
gonna,
happen.
not going to
We'll
happen.
try. Yeah, that's fine.
Who's going first?
Not me.
Me.
Doxy. Okay, Doxy's going to go
Shit.
first. Remember, we don't want to tell you how to think or what to think. Maybe how. I forgot what it was. Anyway, here we go. So
Nice.
first, yeah.
Good job.
Man, you nailed
You
that.
nailed it,
Out
man.
of the park.
Yeah, that was
Fucking
great.
nice.
Shit.
That was great. We just want to share information with you. All right, here we go. First one, in 1959, Volvo gave us the seatbelt. Here's what the safety team is doing now. God damn it.
Does it involve
building
protecting Bluetooth?
No, it's probably more cool crash test shit.
Are we on the same?
I don't know. I don't know where Chin is reading from. I'm just.
Are you
I'm
just on the
winging
main
it.
side, or are you on the
Yeah,
security
it's
tag?
on the main.
I'm on the main.
God damn it,
Oh, I
Chin.
thought we were supposed to be in
That's fine.
tag/security.
Actually, wait. You got it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on.
Here, read it. Go ahead.
Well, so the first article is how Microsoft found a Huawei driver that opened systems to attack.
I wonder if I didn't read the article, so I don't know. Did Microsoft find it, or was it like a bounty hunter or something? I don't know.
Huawei MateBook systems that are running the company's PC manager software included a driver that would let unprivileged users create processes with super user privileges. Discovered by Microsoft.
Cool. I don't care.
Yeah, these are discovery
Next.
shit. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah,
Next.
I don't care.
Microsoft ships antivirus for Mac OS as Windows Defender becomes. I mean,
it's
that's
also
true.
true.
Keep the joke
Records,
running.
you see. Records. They were records.
Nice.
They left records in the open.
And that's our last article.
Yeah.
Holy
Mercifully,
shit.
yes, mercifully we have come.
All right. Well, thank you for joining the cloud version of this episode, because apparently that's, for the most part, what we talked about, and spaghetti, and bathrooms.
And cheese. So good.
So good.
Amazing. So
All
good,
right.
by the
So
way.
if you missed all of this cheesy goodness, join us again next week, because we've run out of time but never out of shit to say. So just like every Friday night, it's going to be at 7:30 here at the Sin Shop, sinshop.org. The address, the physical address, is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Go to meetup.com/sinshop for the classes and the shit that we do here. And for that's going on in the background. Go to Greynoise for us. Go to GREYNOI.se. And we'll keep it there. My name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
This is Zenify.
And I'm Richard Satchel.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guy on the plane.